Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is another set. Nice little castle here. Definitely smaller than the build I just did. The last one was a little bit over 14K pieces. I think this is 8,500. I'm gonna have to check that to make sure. This build is definitely not as, straightforward where there's 4 32 by 32 plates. I don't even know the exact, because I know it's built in two different quadrants. Built in two different quadrants, and I think it's 2 32 by 32 and then maybe a 16 by 16. It's the scale of it is definitely, I think there might be two of these. So there's 2 32 by 32 and then 2 16 by 32s. So it's not as long, obviously, as the last one I did. 19 total bags. Definitely a smaller instruction manual, which honestly is probably going to be annoying to deal with, just because it looks like they're trying to jam, they jam like 13 instructions on a single page. Not too bad though. And then it comes with lights. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, lighting up these sets would certainly be cool, but I don't think it's all that necessary. So this is exactly what it is. Basically, the base of this is 2 32 by 32 and then a 16 by 32. All right, it's the next day. It's interesting the way in which this is built. I think this is the side, actually. You'd think that this is like the main entrance, but it's not. And it's a 32 by 32 and a 16 by 32. But this is like apparently the side, and then the main section is like an entirely another section over here. But this is what's been built so far. Looks like a little interior area. You got some water over here. Not the biggest fan of the water. And then this is gonna be like a little abandoned greenhouse room area. Like spooky little room. You can see there's like multiple layers. So it's pretty solid on the base. And now I'm just building up the interior structure. But there's going to be another, you can see, I think the way it connects is likely through these things. Connects with another platform area. I don't know why the flashlight was on. It's Friday night. Haven't really worked on it much recently. I'm on bag number 5, I think. Actually, since the last update, there's been a lot that's been done. There's a lot of just miscellaneous, like, random stuff with this set. But I will give you guys the correct perspective. I'm like, I can't even talk. Correct perspective. You know the issue that I have with this set, and I did not build this wrong, I swear. The space in between the window and the wall. That is annoying. But I guess this is what it's going to be. The main castle will be built up, and then this area, that's an entirely new area that's going to be built over here. You've got some nice shrubbery there. You got some jack-o'-lanterns. There's going to be stuff built right here. You've got the little green house, the abandoned greenhouse. Just some, I think those are like supposed to be orange lights. I was wondering, what are those orange ball things? They're like orange lights. This is the side entrance. There's the water. Not a big fan of the water. Not a big fan. Pretty nice, elaborate staircase. You build the staircase and then you install the entire thing into it. Nice little chandelier. But a very cramped area, I will say that. It is very cramped. But I'm building. This goes on top of one of these, then you build the other one. They're basically identical. There's only a few differences. But yeah, so it's coming together. A lot of miscellaneous stuff that has to be thrown on. A lot of shrubbery, overgrown weeds, bushes. This little house you build separately and then you put on. I have finished the left side. This is actually the side of the build itself. The way in which it positions when you display it will be like this. And I believe it is just slightly less than halfway done in terms of the step on the instructions, but I think overall in terms of build time, it's over halfway done, because this side is very detailed, smaller pieces. This is mainly the base structure, so a lot of bigger pieces, although the way these sets work, they're just very detailed in general. Basically how it works is it's like this. So the main build, as you can see, I guess the foundation, the main build is on the right side, and that's the way in which it connects. However, and I knew this was going to be a problem coming into this set, I have no clue why there is no connection. So you'd think, okay, there's little, you connect this through here, just like with any modular building when you connect it to one another. There's nothing there. Now, I might make the executive decision to sub out these pieces and put in, the pieces with holes so they can connect. I don't even know if it's positioned to where it's in alignment to connect, though. That's the problem. Because if you perfectly align it, maybe it is. Maybe I might have to find, because if I could have like one there, one at the end, then it would lock right into place. Because when I display this, I don't want to display it and it's just flimsy. I mean, I guess if it's on a hardwood surface, you wouldn't even know. But I don't know. Well, this is just an update on what I decided to do here. It's a little bit mismatched, different colors, but I did add 2 of the little hole pieces to where it should align perfectly. And if I want to, I can connect the 2 sides. So I don't know why that wasn't like that. And also I don't believe that there's going to be any issue in terms of this being just a different color, because it's just going to be covered anyways. But I just wanted to change that. I don't know why the set would come like that. And I was looking at it prior and I was like, that's going to be an issue. The leaves haven't even changed yet. A lot of them are still hanging on for mid-October. Or I guess it's still early October. But yeah, so I got it together. This is the back side of it, but this is what it would look like together. Let me actually move over here. The front of it. This is the piece I'm working on. You've got the nice old castle style chandeliers. You've got a little eating area, maybe a little pantry, little storage. Got a little desk right there with some flowers. This is the front. So the front hasn't even been built yet. Some detailing on the side. A lot of detailing on the back, honestly. Don't really know what this leads to, considering it's at the back, but almost instruction 1100. Well, guys, it's gonna bother me if that's not fully together like that. It's been a little while, but coming up on the home stretch. This is, I think, bag number 16, or I think this is bag number 17, and there's 19 total bags. So this is the second story. That is all but completed. Just have to finish off this top area, and then there will be a front area. The way this will be situated is this will actually be like this. Look at, there's a little bookshelf right there. Yeah, I never really filmed the interior. Here's a little, and it's not gonna focus that well, but yeah, so this will be plopped up like that. You can see the positioning with the curves there for the little towers, the main tower in the center. You've got other towers already up. And then, just to give everyone a perspective, you can see you put it on, and that'll be the final thing. And that'll be the last 2 bags. So probably by tomorrow, I would say. Definitely should have it done. And then I probably will also be doing some detailing, meaning it surprises me in the way that this set is done. You can see like how detailed that area is, but then this is like really barren. The front of it's very barren. The side of it is pretty detailed. But then the front of it is just, And also it's also a little strange that the main door is on the side. Like when you're displaying this, you want to display it like this. I mean, I guess you could say this is the main door, but there really is no door. Or it's the main entrance, I guess. But it's very detailed. And so, yeah, the next update, it should be done. Just an update on the final piece. Beautiful detailing on the windows. The interior. And this is what it looks like. So I'll do the final steps. Just the roof. Put it on. And then that'll be it. And I'll do a review on it. Well, for better or for worse, it is done. And I did make a modification to this set because I could not get it to, and by the way, these are not connected. You can see it is two different base plates. They're not connected. I did not connect them with the little connector pieces that I said I was going to do because the set is just, it's so unorthodox and it's so large. Like trying to carry it like that is basically impossible. So I do understand why they made it not connected. But the issue is, and you can see right the line in which it doesn't connect. The issue is when you try and connect them, you can see that little arch. There's actually another arch on the other side. Pushing those together made it to where it was even less of a, because even now it's like, I'm gonna have to finick with it to try and get it to fully connect. It's not a crazy big issue, but I think it's just like the structure of it is too close. But like from far away, you really can't tell much. This was the last step I did, this roof. Let's just say they could have given me a little bit of a better building technique on that. It's always the end of these sets where it becomes an issue. I mean, I was able to get it done, but beautiful windows. That's the front, and yeah, the roof is the hardest part. Like this roof concoction, the way in which you have to put the pieces together, it's brutal. Whenever there's with one of these alternative brands, whenever you do like 9 or 10 steps and then you do another 9 or 10 steps and then you try and conjoin both of the bigger pieces that are made up of a bunch of smaller pieces, it becomes an issue. This top area, the detailing of it, yeah, it's very tedious, bunch of small pieces. But this set is really heavy, at least this side, because again, there's two different, base plates and then a 16 by 32. There's a 32 by 32 and a 16 by 32 behind both of these 32 by 32s. And then, yeah, this window popped out. I'm not even gonna be able to get it back in there. One of the windows popped out, but I'm just like, I can't get it back in. I was finagling this to fit on top of it perfectly. And when you put it on top, it's another bit of it can be an issue. You can see the little water there. Not really sure why they included the water, but this is the back of it. Let me see if I can get a better, the back is actually, it is obviously fully finished. The back looks really detailed, actually. Maybe it's just from the point I'm viewing it. But this is the tallest sphere. Moving on over here. Yeah, and so there's some detailing I'll probably do. And then I'll quickly film at the end of the detailing that I do in here, but it is pretty barren. Again, it's like the front of it is barren, but the side of it, they did detailing to the outside of it. You can see into it a little bit. The inside of it's kind of discombobulated in the way it's structured. Not that it matters. I mean, you're not going to be able to access the inside of this set. You literally just look at it from afar. It's a beautiful display piece in like a Halloween section of a Lego town or something. I mean, it is a large set. That's the thing. It's like you build a 14,000 piece set and then you think, oh, 8,500 pieces is not going to be that big. It's still 8,500 pieces. It's just the volume of it. I mean, it's like two giant modulars put together. All right, guys, so this is how I have it situated right now. It's right next to the Colossal. Dude, there is so much. Terrible, terrible place to store Legos is on the ground. I can see the dust. I had to move some of these sets. There's a bunch of dust on the sets, of course. But I just added a few little things, just mainly pumpkins, a little lamp there, some shrubbery. but not too much was added, honestly. And that's like a perspective comparison to the other Colossal set I built. This set, you can see, is not as large in terms of the base plate, because that was 4 32 by 32. This is 2 32 by 32 and a 32 by 16. So there's basically 16 less rows of bricks, or, you know, of area to cover versus this set. But some perspective of it. Still a very large set. I mean, 8,500 pieces, it's no joke, you know, you compare it to some of the smaller ones here. But obviously against this one, it's going to be smaller. I would say relatively, like, the building experience is, it's a fine building experience. Once it got to, like, a bunch of these small pieces, it's like, come on. And then this roof was, I just think there's a better building technique for that roof, honestly. The only problem with these type of sets, I mean, the pieces are fine. People wonder, well, it's not Lego, so the pieces are right. The pieces are fine. It's just, you know, some building techniques can be a struggle. But I would say pretty much all of this. The dome was still harder than anything I built on here. All of this, because the dome was like, I had to redo it 5 times. And I thought, okay, maybe this can't be done. It's already accruing dust. You gotta be kidding me. Thing was built like 2 weeks ago. But this is a big boy in and of itself. Like, look at this. See, it's taller.